Frontier Lanes in Tacoma, Washington, Prime Sports Channel proudly presents the 10th stop on the 16-city tour of the Brunswick World Team Bowling Challenge. Amidst the grandeur of the great Northwest, there's the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, majestic Mount Rainier in the background. We're set for bowling excitement. Place right here at New Frontier Lanes. Happy to have you with us here in Tacoma. It has been a very interesting competition up to now. Jay Randolph and alongside Earl Anthony back in his hometown. Earl, we look forward to this because, as I mentioned, it has been very competitive up to now. Tell us a little bit about the three teams that have made the finals.
Well, it's all been a struggle for every one of them, Jay, and this hasn't been easy. The team in third place, Oh-Mii So-Drii, could be one of the best amateur teams in the country as far as being successful. Over the last 6 years, they've won 8 major team competitions here in the Northwest. They're up against a very strong team from Alaska, Dan Nadeau's Pro Shop. This is another very fine amateur bowling team, Dan Nadeau himself being one of the greatest amateur players ever to play the sport for the United States. And not only that, but he was a 1991 high roller champion in Las Vegas, so he's done quite well. And the winner of this has their hands full. They're coming up against a very experienced team again, and experience is so important in the Baker system. Tabs Unlimited, which is led by one of the finest senior players in the country, professional Darrel Curtis, who's won 2 PBA senior championships. So we're looking for some really good action today, Jay. All right, and we are going to get to the action here at the New Frontier Lanes. We will be back with our first match, and it's coming up right now after these messages. Oh-Mii So-Drii goes against Nadeau's Pro Shop.
You're about to see the power of subliminal advertising. Now, can you name bowling's hookingest and bashingest ball? It's the Rhino Pro line in several distinctive urethane formulations to improve any game, only at your local pro shop.
Lind shoes have enhanced the performance of bowlers around the world. Just ask last year's National Team Challenge champions.
The Brunswick Rhino team has used Lind shoes for years. I myself like Lind shoes because it gives me the best footing throughout my approach.
I use Linds for the various sole and heel combinations.
I choose Linds for their durability. Comfort is #1 in my game. No other shoe beats the comfort of a Lind shoe.
I wear Lind shoes because they make me look good.
Linds, everything you need in a bowling shoe.
In our great sport, there are people who bowl and there are bowlers. The difference is right here in my hand, the American Bowling Congress membership card. Without standards or rules enforced by ABC, what do our accomplishments really mean? The greatest bowlers of all time have always been ABC members. It's important because it provides the credibility we all need. So when you go bowling, make sure you ask to compete in an ABC-sanctioned league or tournament. It's your assurance that you really are a bowler and not just going bowling. Let's go bowling with ABC.
At GMC Truck, we built a reputation for truck strengths. A considerable advantage. It also comes in this handy take-home size. Sierra from GMC Truck.
20.
The Brunswick World Team Bowling Challenge is being brought to you by Brunswick. Bowling is sold on Brunswick worldwide. Lind shoes for performance approach. It's American-made Lind shoes, the choice of bowlers worldwide. The Reno Bowling Stadium offering the $25,000 Perfect Game Challenge. The ABC MasterCard. Get a grip on your finances with the ABC MasterCard. And by the American Bowling Congress. Pride and service to bowlers since 1895. Make sure your league is ABC sanctioned. Mike Bouvia and Scott Gillis shaking hands as we're ready to go here at the New Frontier Lanes. it will be Oh-Mii So-Drii from Gresham, Oregon.
Don't you like the sound of that? Oh-Mii
Yes,
So-Drii.
indeed.
I love that.
Mike Bouvia, 35-year-old truck driver, starting it off in a bit of a problem.
A little bit of a bad break there, Jay. It was a pretty good shot. Come out of the gate, lead off, a lot of ball speed, and didn't get the pin action off the wall. Mike's mother is a Hall of Fame, Gloria. She's in the Ladies Hall of Fame, WIBC Hall of Fame as a bowler, and at one time was U.S. Women's champion. So it's a bowling family. Here he's going to try to slide the 5 into the 7. I'd say Mike's chances of doing this are pretty good. He's a very good spare shooter, pretty accurate. Not this time.
Oh-Mii So-Drii was 5-4 in match play. Leading it off for Nadeau's Pro Shop, Eagle River, Alaska. 4 of these fellows from Alaska, and of course Dan Nadeau from Las Vegas. This is Scott Gillis, a bowling proprietor from Eagle River. Again, a little high. Uh-oh.
You know, I talked to them before they started, Jay, and I said, well, how many bowling lanes are there in Eagle River, Alaska? And he said, well, we got one bowling center with 24 lanes. He says, but we've got 140 lanes in Anchorage.
Just up the road.
Just up the road,
sir.
You get in the Iditarod, and you get in your dog sled, and you go charging over there with your bowling balls, and you can take you about a week to get there, probably. Huh?
They're underway up there with the Iditarod. My friend Susan Butcher has won it 4 times.
Yeah, well, I think it's $50,000 first place.
This team 4-5 in match play. Nadeau's Pro Shop. Up next for Oh-Mii So-Drii is Alan Standford, 31-year-old bowling center GM out of the Hollywood Bowl in Portland. Striking.
Well, you got to have a little luck, and that's a good way to get it. They need to get the team going, and a little crossover here and there doesn't hurt anything.
Jim Hansen. Jim, who is an aircraft refueler, 29 years old.
Well, he leaves the washout, Jay, and that's the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 10. And the idea here is to get the ball on the left side of the head pin and have it slide into the 10. The ball will take out the 2 and the 4. We're bowling at New Frontier lanes, lanes 9 and 10 here in Tacoma, Washington. I used to bowl here quite a bit. I'm kind of familiar with the place, and this is a unique establishment in the fact that they have wooden approaches. They have 24 feet. First 24 feet from the foul line is synthetic. Then it's pine, in other words, the normal lane, wooden lane. And then after that, here, good try. After that, you have a phenolic pin deck, which is a synthetic pin deck. So there are actually 4 different surfaces out there they're playing on when you consider the approach as one of those surfaces.
This is Kevin Coucher. He's 38 years old, and he owns the Caveman Bowling Center in Grants Pass, Oregon. Just a little bit high.
Then after getting into all that is said about the lanes, and I got to tell you that we were bowling on brand new pins down there, so they're not going to fall very easy. The lane condition isn't easy as far as if you make good shots, you can score. If you make any mistakes, they're emphasized slightly. The pins are new, so they're hard to fall down.
Yeah, that's tough. This is your hometown, and you mentioned bowling here, and used to bowl a lot just down the road a few miles too, I guess.
Yeah, Pacific Lanes, that's where I learned how to bowl. That's just on 72nd Street, just out a little ways. Take us about 10 minutes to get there from here. And I lived only a couple of miles from here.
Here's Ron Mohr, an air traffic controller from Anchorage, Alaska. This fella was a medalist in the U.S. Olympic Festival, a 2-time Alaska Bowler of the Year.
He's got a good game. Watch the balance at the foul line. If everything is solid, stays down, goes through the shot.
Oh, good result. Boy, you can't do it any better than that.
And there's some emotion, and that's what team bowling's all about. Come back off that approach, get all pumped up, and here's a good look at it again. Now watch the classic style here. The good balance, the good follow through. He'll stay down and watch the ball go over his target, and there's the good result. Good ball speed, perfect reaction.
And a 5-pin advantage for Oh-Mii So-Drii. And Tal Kennedy up for them, the equipment leasing manager for MTI. He lives in Portland. And down they go.
Well, Tal likes to spin the ball a little bit, and so he can play farther out on the lane. In other words, nearer the channel. When you spin the ball, it doesn't grip the lane. It's kind of like a tire on ice. If it's spinning, it doesn't grip, and he can actually go straighter with less speed. The guys that roll the ball, they have to move into the center of the lane, more toward the fourth arrow, because they have to give it more room, because it grips sooner and wants to hook more.
Here's the man who gathered together the foursome from Anchorage and the Alaskans and brought him down here, Dan Nadeau.
Took him right off the golf course. Yeah, that foursome.
Three-time Team USA member. A little high with that. This fellow owns a pro shop in Las Vegas. National and regional titles. Oh boy, he's got a bunch of them.
He's got them all, and not only that, Jay, but he is one of two people. There's only one other person that's bowled in the FIQ, which is in the premier amateur events in the world, that has won as many medals in that competition as Dan Nadeau, and he's just been fantastic. Before we get too far into this and you introduce the next player, go ahead, Jay, and then I'll do the format.
We'll mention that this is Don Freund, 32 years old. He's a bowling center manager from Kennewick, Washington. The Celebrity Bowl. This team finished third in this event last year. They got another shot this time around, and
now there you get a look at a urethane spare. I keep saying, you heard me say that in the past. A urethane spare is something you didn't see when we use plastic and rubber bowling balls. This is very unique because the urethane bowling balls, especially what they call the reactive urethanes, reactive resins, grip the lane so hard in the last 10 to 15 feet of the lane, they make such abrupt hooking patterns, it'll cut right through. And what he actually did there was the ball hooked so sharply, it took the 3-pin right out of the rack. So this is like a washout. He wants to slide the head pin across there. He didn't quite get it. He wanted to hit the head pin into the 610. Well, the format here, I'll let you do this now. I keep interrupting. Go ahead, Jay.
You can.
I'll do the format
but this is Jeff O'Neill, the bowling pro shop employee of the Bowlers Strike Zone in Anchorage, Alaska.
Jeff's got he's another player with a lot of ball, a lot of rotation on the ball, and he's playing very deep on the lane. By that I mean he's actually laying the ball down like a left-hander would on the left side, going way out to the right and hooking it back.
He likes to travel. He was 10th in the '93 British Open. He's a PBA member, and he won the '93 Paris International Doubles Championship.
He does like to travel.
Gets around.
He gets around. Well, this is a chance for him to use this shot as a lineup. It's just like throwing a strike ball, so he's going to move a little farther left, give it a little more room, see if it hooks back to the pocket, so next time out he can get a strike. Just like that.
This is our opening match of the Brunswick World Team Challenge from New Frontier Lanes in Tacoma, Washington. An 8-pin lead for Nadeau's pro shop at this point in the proceedings. The high qualifying averages for this event. We will return with more from Tacoma, Washington, right after we take timeout.
If you like basketball, this is the ultimate home video, the definitive history of basketball. The Story of a Game. Narrated by ABC sports commentator Jim McKay, this special collector's edition package contains 2 full-length action-packed video cassettes. From Wilt Chamberlain to Shaquille O'Neal, the Dream Team, and the legendary Michael Jordan. Never before has NBA, NCAA, Olympic, and World Championship footage been available in one extraordinary collection.
It's like no other feeling playing the game.
Order your copy of The Story of a Game. 2 full-length videos and a 32-page color booklet, all for only $29.95.
Greatest satisfaction is to get the whole ball of wax.
Call 1-800-352-2121 to order your collector's copy of The Story of a Game. You'll get 2 full-length videos and a 32-page booklet, all for only $29.95 plus shipping. Call 1-800-352-2121.
To wear the crown, you got to push the limits. Adrenaline brings you to a new level of play. It's do or die trying when top lady hoopsters lay it on the line at the NCAA Regionals. Action begins Thursday, March 24th on Prime.
And we have Mike Bouvia ready to go. 45 of the 64 teams in this event from the state of Washington. They came from 7 states.
Mike's a very intelligent player. He's played the game for a number of years, and I mentioned his mother is a Hall of Famer, and she's obviously given him some tips on how to make adjustments. And Mike, when I say intelligent, well, I see what he's trying to do here is actually overpower the lane condition. The lane condition's a little bit spotty, a little bit erratic at this point, so he's trying to actually throw it hard enough that the ball doesn't react, and he can just throw it right from his hand to the pocket, and he's just made a couple of small errors. This time he fills it, gets a spare. We're going to take another look at Mike. Now watch him. Watch this, how strong this young man from the waist up. He has tremendous strength. Right here, watch him crouch and get through it real hard. You see that real hard follow through. Delays the break, end over end roll, but just didn't quite get enough of the head pin to get the wall shot.
And Scott Gillis has it on the way, and it gets there. Oh, he turned the corner on that one.
Oh, these boys are ready. They want to win really bad. And of course, Oh-Mii So-Drii was, as you said, they finished third last year, Jay, and I picked them to win last year, and now they told me before they went on the air, don't pick us to win this year.
Well, this has been very competitive. As I said, you didn't pick anybody today, did you?
No, I was afraid to. He's getting everybody mad at me. Oh, bad break there.
10 pin for Alan Standford. You know, the field was so strong, sold out field here. Last year's national finalist from Tacoma, Complete Bowling Service of Seattle, didn't even make the cut. They finished 17th.
Is that right? I didn't realize that. Here's a look at that last shot. You can see what happens to the 10 pin when you hear you've heard it called the ringing 10 or the solid 10, as we see the spare now back to live. Well, what happens is the 6 pin just goes up and around the neck, and many times that's just the entry angle. By that I mean the ball gets in behind the head pin a little bit, a little too much hook on the last couple of feet, and that causes that solid 10 pin.
Here's Jim Hansen.
This is a 2-game total pin match. The Baker system. The Baker system being, you see the number on the bowler's chest. As we see the strike, the great pin action there, Jay.
Got the 10 to go.
We're going to get another look at that, I hope, guys. And here it comes. Now watch this, folks. Now this is great camera work. Watch the head pin. The pin in the front. Here's a look at that shot again. Now watch the head pin go to the sideboard. Here it comes. Here's the head pin, goes off the wall, hits the 4 pin, it comes all the way across and kicks out the 10. What a great shot. Here's another look at it. Very quickly, there's the 4 pin, comes back across, and kicks the 10.
And this is Croucher.
I'm going to do the whole format just so everybody knows what's happening, Jay. This is a 6-game qualifier. 5-man teams or mixed or whatever you want to put out there. Just get 5 people that want to bowl and come on out and join us. It's 6 games of total pins qualifying. The top 10 teams qualify for match play. 9 2-games matches of the Baker system. Top 3 teams from that with pin carryover, of course, from qualifying and the Baker system. The top 3 teams then qualify for the televised finals, which you're seeing right now. The televised finals, we're bowling on lanes 9 and 10 here at the New Frontier Lanes in Tacoma, Washington. This is a 2-game match. The 3rd and 2nd place teams bowling each other. 2 games total pins. They bowl 1 game on each lane, and then obviously they'll switch. The team with the highest pinfall will then go on to meet our leading qualifiers. Tabs unlimited for the championship and the right to go to Reno.
Ron Mohr has it on the way.
And it's crossing it over with the solid 5 pin. He's happy with that.
Mohr, a member of the 89 and 91 Team USA. The popularity of the Brunswick World Team Challenge continuing, the excitement. There's still some openings in St. Paul, but 76 teams are in. It's a sellout for Atlanta.
Well, they had 25 teams on the waiting list here, Jay, and there would have been more, except they just, once they found out it was full, they didn't even try to enter.
Ron Ditmore, the proprietor here, I told him he's going to have to knock out a wall. 21 pin lead right now for Nadeau's Pro Shop. Tal Kennedy.
You see the number on Tal's chest. What that means, he bowls the 4th frame and the 9th frame for his team. That 4-9. That's what that means. Now, Tal got that one a little bit into what they call the out-of-bounds area out there, Jay, out near the channel, which is there's a little buildup of oil out there. The lanes were freshly dressed before we went on the air, and here's another look at that. Now, watch, he gets us out near the channel. You get it out that far, see between the first and second arrow, but it gets it clear out to about the 2nd or 3rd board. When it gets there, it doesn't get any friction. There's more oil in that area of the lane, and when the ball hits the oil, it tends to skid. Tough shot. He's got to slide the 2-pin across. Almost gave it. It was a good try, Jay.
Excellent try there. Earl, we had a relatively few PBA members here this week because of the activity in Toledo, Ohio. How about Johnny Petraglia, our old buddy?
Well, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy, and what you're referring to, of course, Jay, and the people, if they didn't watch the Pro Tour on Saturday, Johnny Petraglia rolled a 300 game on national television. It was worth $100,000 from True Value. Just amazing.
Didn't
wonderful,
win the
wonderful
event, though.
Well, he didn't win the tournament, but I think it was much more important that he got for Johnny, that he got the $100,000 because Johnny could use that money, and it was wonderful to see.
Yeah,
a lot of emotion.
Always been a special favorite of mine.
Johnny is he's a special favorite of a lot of people. He really is a great guy. And he just happens to be one of those really good people, the left-handers too. That helps.
You guys,
I'm glad you brought that up,
your own
Jay.
league, no question about that.
All right. Well, we're running out of frames here in the first game, and it's still anybody's match. I mentioned it's only a 34 pin difference at this time, and it's 2 games total pins. So they'll switch lanes after the 10th frame. The smart players are sitting on the bench watching the other team to see how to line up on the other lane right now, Jay.
Oh, the Brooklyn, but he got the job done. Don Freund won 3 Oregon Bowling Association titles. He was the 91 Oregon Bowling Association Bowler of the Year. These fellas back for a second try, as we mentioned, finishing 3rd here in this event a year ago.
And you heard me mention, I'm sure, in the Open as we started today, that this team is probably one of the best amateur teams in the country. They bowled together for a long time, and in the last 6 years, they've been very successful here in the Northwest, winning a majority of the team tournaments here.
Don shaking his head. He thought he had what he wanted that time, and he just didn't turn it enough at the end.
Well, we had a little problem with the machine, so we're going to take a minute to get the #1 pin respotted here. And you see Don's kind of looking around, waiting for something to happen. But while he's doing that, Jay, you must have something you want to talk about.
Yeah, the bowlers with the highest series ever in both Washington and Oregon made the TV show here. Dave Hansen of Tabs Unlimited and Alan Standford of Oh-Mii So-Drii. Columbia Lane's the high team game. And the Bud Light sweeper went to Henry Dawson of Elma, Washington. Total prize money better than $8,600, or nearly $20,000 in prize money here this week. Qualifying averages and the Baker averages for our 3 teams in the finals. And we've got our pin back now.
Yep. And you know what was interesting, just looking at that last series of stats, Jay, is not one team in the qualifying rounds out of 64 teams averaged 200. Now that's kind of unique. That shows you that we're bowling on a real good test, a very fair test, and it's very competitive, and that's what I think the bowlers are looking. They enjoy it a lot more when it's like that than those real big scores, and they just enjoy the competition a lot more. And this Baker system is, just as you mentioned, very successful.
And very successful there was Jeff O'Neill. This has always been great team bowling country up here in the Northwest, Earl.
Oh, this is some of the best.
To see this Brunswick World Team Challenge event taking off, not only all over the United States, but for that matter, internationally.
That's true. You're very right,
It's a
Jay.
great tribute to team bowling and to the fun of the Baker system.
Remember when he left that 5-pin in the 5th frame? Well, he used that to line up and get that strike in the 10th, and then right there, he's having a little problem with his shoe. While you and I were talking there, Jay, he kept wetting his fingers and putting it on the bottom of his shoe because he's having problems slipping. And when you wet your shoe like that, it tends to make you stick. Now he gets up there and he sticks. And when he's stuck, he obviously will pull the ball. And you see this, he didn't give it enough room. It hooked, and he missed the head pin. So don't ever wet your shoe. You get up there, if you're at home watching this and you want a real good tip, I can give you one right now. Don't ever put any foreign substance on the bottom of your shoe, your sliding shoe, any moisture or anything like that, because not only could you get hurt, but so could one of the other bowlers on the pair.
A 33-pin advantage for Nadeau's Pro Shop after Game 1. Back with Game 2 from the New Frontier Lanes in Tacoma right after this.
Looking for more strikes and more bowling fun? Then look no further than Going for the Gold with Team USA coach Fred Borden. As today's top instructor, Coach Borden will show you ways to reach your full potential. Professional bowlers Mike Albee and Leila Wagner work with Coach Borden to show you the sure way to higher scores. And as an introductory offer to Prime Network viewers, this 12-lesson video is available for only $19.95.
You're about to see the power of subliminal advertising. Now, can you name bowling's hookingest and bashingest ball? It's the Rhino Pro line in several distinctive urethane formulations to improve any game, only at your local pro shop.
As members of the American Bowling Congress, these men receive valuable benefits. In sanctioned leagues, they know their games count, and standard rules help the fun along. Awards give them proper recognition. They get their shot at national competition, and they're helping our country's Team USA. When these members go bowling, they know being organized is more fun.
Get in league with America. Join the ABC.
And we get ready with the second game. Tough start for Scott Gillis.
Well, that kind of looks familiar. We had that happen before, and it happened for Oh-Mii So-Drii in that first game when they bowled on lane 9. So maybe there's a little hang area out there in this particular lane, but you still get that very sharp hook in the back, and you see the result, the 1, the 2, the 4, the 6, and the 10. And there's two ways to make this. You can throw it hard and straight down the middle, try to bounce the ball off the head pin. It'll bounce into the 6-10. Or you can hook it across like a washout and slide the 1 in. And he tried to go hard and straight, didn't work for him. Now, you remember how Mike started that first game with that 5-7. He's throwing rockets down there, Jay. He is really throwing it hard. See if he can get he wants to hit it light in the pocket. If he can do that, he can get the pin action off the wall. 5 PBA regional titles for him. Look out. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, the first game is over. Now, that was kind of a feeling out thing there, and the players are just getting acclimated, you might say, and now the emotions are going to start to show. Everybody's going to be pumped up for this second game. This is the deciding game of the match. It's total pins, 2 games. You're going to see a lot of jumping up and down and running around here. All right, they all go down for Jim Hansen. Even in Alaska, they get up off the bench to slap hands. CJ, that's a universal thing. They move a little slower because it's colder up there, but they do get up off the bench. Alan Standford. I shouldn't say that. That wasn't very nice. All right. Alan's the captain of this team and one of the younger players on the team, but very experienced and a very, very good spare shooter. Yes, it's interesting that these two teams do not have a player who is over the age of 38. We'll take care of that in the championship match when we get Darrel Curtis out here. He's older than somebody, even you and me, he's older than. That's getting old. Just barely. Time for Ron Mohr. At the moment, 21 pins the lead for Nadeau's Pro Shop. Its combined score, the total, of course, of these 2 games. The winner to move on and go up against Tabs Unlimited. Oh, Mohr very unlucky there. Well, he just got the ball a little high in the head pin, and it just cut right through the middle. Took out the 6 pins right out of the middle of the full rack, leaving the 4, 6, 7, 10, the Greek church. Or here's another look at it. Well, watch right through the middle of the head pin, go straight back. And nothing even touched those 4 pins. Now, on this particular shot, he has only really one option. It's almost impossible to slide it across. The idea is try to throw it hard and bounce it out of the pit. And you see a lot of ball speed. Good try, just didn't come back out of the pit. Well, an opportunity for
Oh-Mii So-Drii.
This is the kind of guy, Kevin Croucher, this is the kind of guy you want in this situation. When you need a strike, this is one of the best in the Northwest to get. Tremendous roll, and I jinxed him as I always do, but he leaves a very difficult spare, the 3, 6, 9, 10. Kevin using a ball that is real hard surface ball. It doesn't hardly hook at all, and you can see how much rotation he gets. He has very strong forearms and wrists, so he gets tremendous rotation on the ball. Just a good look at his hand going in there. Always put your fingers in first and lay that thumb in so you can get out the same way. He's going to get this between the 3 and the 6, have the ball take out the 9, just like that.
Nice job. We will return with more of the Brunswick World Team Challenge from the New Frontier lanes right after these messages.
This one, Sonoma from GMC Truck.
When stress takes its toll, wouldn't it be great to have your very own personal masseuse to soothe and relieve tension? When routine jobs become painful, wouldn't it be great to call on a shiatsu massage therapist to melt away sore, aching muscles? Theraflex presents the Pro Shiatsu Personal Massager. Unlike vibrating massagers that only rub the surface, Pro Shiatsu simulates the kneading action of a real masseuse, sending penetrating waves of energy to relieve pain, stress, and sore muscles. Use it on your feet, lower back, calves, and thighs. There's nothing that soothes, relaxes, and relieves aches and pains like the Pro Shiatsu Massager. Now you can order yours at the special price of 3 easy payments of $33. But wait, there's more. Call right now and we'll send you the original massage pillow. So order now.
To order Pro Shiatsu plus bonus pillow, call 1-800-652-9200. We'll bill your credit card 3 monthly payments of $33 plus shipping and handling. Call now, 1-800-652-9200.
Well, there's the story right now. Oh-Mii So-Drii got within 1 pin. Nadeau was open, leaving 1-2-4-7 when he was there. Kennedy came through with a spare. O'Neill struck, and Don Freund was open when he left the 3-6. Well, Nadeau is up by 25. Here's Scott Gillis.
Come on, ball.
Gets them all.
Well, this is the last time around for these guys, and your last chance to help your team. Going to get another look at it, and here's how you do it, boys. Take a look at this. The good balance at the foul line, great rotation. Gives it plenty of room, a lot of ball speed. Look at the ball rotate. Looks like it's got a motor on it. Perfect, 10 in the pit. Mike Bouvia must answer, running out of frames.
Oh, he answered with a real scrambler there.
Well, that's power. Mike is so strong, he just overpowers. You can see him almost rear back to get enough ball speed there to hold that ball on line. Just throws a rocket to the pocket, right at him.
Jim Hansen for Nadeau's Pro Shop. And there it goes, the 10 into the channel finally for him.
Well, here's that emotion we were talking about. Here's another look at it. Watch what happens again with the head pin. It's always the head pin that's the key in this situation. Watch it go to the wall. There's a great, what a great shot. Comes all the way back across the lane, just enough of the neck of the pin to kick out the 10.
Alan Standford. And he gets them all. And these two teams now have turned it up a notch.
Well, now they know it's down to the nitty-gritty. They got to get it done, Jay.
And we'll return to see who wins it. The Brunswick World Team Challenge continues right after this.
And remember, all bowlers, especially new ones, need to keep their approach slow and deliberate. Okay, let's hit the lanes. Well, wait a minute. Let's check your shoes. Having the right shoes is just as important as having the right ball. I choose Lin's shoes for their solid footing and controlled slide. Whether you're a veteran or a beginner, Lin's has a shoe to meet your needs and your budget.
Lin Shoes, available at pro shops worldwide.
You're about to see the power of subliminal advertising. Now, can you name bowling's hookingest and bashingest ball? It's the Rhino Pro line in several distinctive urethane formulations to improve any game, only at your local pro shop. You can start losing up to 10, 20, 50, even 100 pounds with a new powerful behavior modification Easy Trim Diet Patch Program for only $9.95. With this new doctor-approved Easy Trim Diet Patch Program, it's so easy to lose weight you can lie around all day and still lose more weight than doing hundreds of painful sit-ups. Lori rapidly lost 56 pounds.
The weight just kept coming off.
Malia went from a size 16 to a 7.
I have more energy since I lost the weight.
Suzanne went from a size 12 to a 6.
I lost 31 pounds in 3 months. Make the call.
Monica trimmed 7 inches off her waist.
I lost 68 pounds. Make the call.
Joy dropped 5 dress sizes.
I lost 24 pounds. Make the call. It works.
Call 1-800-525-0300 to order. We accept all personal check and credit card orders by phone. Call 1-800-525-0300. Remember, have your checkbook or credit card ready when calling.
Just a moment ago, Kevin Croucher. Ron Mohr had picked up a spare. Here is Croucher with the strike. 14 pins separating these two teams. That should be 14 and not 4.
Well, here's the man that makes it happen for Dan Nadeau's Pro Shop. Dan Nadeau, the man himself. Maybe the best amateur we've had in years in this country. And he's bowling in the 9th position, or 9th frame for his team. Chance to load it up going into the 10th for the anchorman.
Ah, he knew it.
Well, there again is that power, and that ball speed is so important with the reactive resin bowling balls today. Now watch the ball speed. Tremendous speed, a lot of loft, gets it well down the lane. Watch the pin action. The head pin comes off the wall, just enough to get the 4 and the 7 moving.
He changed balls there too, Earl.
Did he? I didn't notice
he did.
that.
I watched him.
My golly, Jay, you're getting good at this.
Tal Kennedy.
Well, they need this one. And he's
in deep, deep trouble.
He's playing in that area. I think I mentioned it earlier, the out-of-bounds area. The team is on a 3-bagger, 3 in a row, and that costs them dramatic pinfall right here. You can see he lays it down, gets it out into that area that is a lot of oil, and when it hits that, it just continues to skid, falls off into the channel. And that could be the end of Oh-Mii So-Drii right there. Spares it up.
Well, a nice comeback, but he sure could have used that on the first ball.
Well, if he got it on the first ball, it, you know, anything could have happened. But right now, with Dan Nadeau's team at this point leading by, what is it,
34.
34. Well,
right.
And it's all in that one shot.
That's
it. 20 to 25 of it right there.
That's what can happen when you're playing the Baker system. Brooklyn hit. Well, O'Neill.
All he has to do is keep it on the lane, and he knew that, Jay. He was just trying to hit the head pin at this point. Not an easy spare, of course, the 5 and the 9. A lot of ways to miss it. Only a couple to make it. You want to really cover both pins with the ball. And this is just move a couple of boards left with your feet off your strike line and throw it at the same target, and you'll pick it up. You see a lot of the guys wetting their hand, wetting their shoe, and that means they're probably sticking, or because they're trying to throw the ball so hard, if they can plant their foot, the moisture makes your foot stop. Makes it grab the wood. That enables you to throw the ball harder.
And happiness reigns for Nadeau's Pro Shop. The fellows from Alaska who have joined Dan Nadeau have the victory. And it's going to be Oh-Mii So-Drii finishing 3rd, the same position they finished in a year ago. We'll be back.
The BBC, Turner Broadcasting, and Time Life Video dare you to take a walk on the wild side with Trials of Life. The gripping, award-winning nature video series that exposes the struggle to survive through uncensored, shocking photography. Join acclaimed naturalist David Attenborough for a close encounter with raw nature. See the thrill of the hunt and the strategy of the kill, the relentless drive to continue the bloodline, and the miracle of birth. Call now and receive Hunting and Escaping for $9.99 and see why the law of the jungle is kill or be killed. If it captures your interest, you can get other videos about every other month. Each tape explores the harsh realities of survival in the animal world. Take a walk on the wild side with Trials of Life. Call now to order Hunting and Escaping and find out why we call them animals.
To order your Trials of Life, call 1-800-522-5333 or send $9.99 plus $3.23 shipping and handling to the address shown on your screen.
From the stars of the game to the strokes of the masters, Tennis Television has it all, including private lessons and the Tennis Lover's Vacation Guide. Join Brad Holbrook on Tennis Television every week on Prime.
Time to go around the bowling world, brought to you by Turbo 2-in-1 grips, the choice of top amateurs and professionals alike. The 91st American Bowling Congress Championship Tournament opened in Mobile, Alabama last month. 9,285 teams will compete this year, making it the second biggest ABC tournament ever. This year's prize fund exceeds $1,640,000, plus another $235,000 for the ABC Bud Light Masters. The opening ceremonies featured the U.S. Coast Guard presenting the colors and Mobile's Murphy High School marching band playing the national anthem. Among those on hand, ABC President Ted Malonis, the Mayor Mike Dow, United States Congressman Sonny Callahan, the Visitor and Convention Corporation President Les Schischler, Mobile Bowling Association President Herb Fuquay, and retired Brunswick Vice President Jim Bennett, as well as ABC Assistant Executive Director Roger Dalkin. Each year at the opening ceremony, one player is chosen at random to be Joe Bowler, who represents the tournament's more than 46,000 participants. This year's lucky bowler, William Hansen of Hazel Park, Michigan. Wearing Joe Bowler's traditional crown and robe, Hansen threw out the first ball of the tournament. And here's a look at the ABC leaders. The single leader, Todd Agee from Longwood, Florida. The doubles leaders are Rick Barberia and Robert Smith. The team leaders, East Pro Shop #1 from Fargo, North Dakota. All events leader is Ross Cariana from Erie, Pennsylvania. And the team all events leader, Danforth Creations #2 out of Laguna Hills, California. Taking place later this month on the ABC tournament lanes is the induction of 8 new ABC Hall of Famers. 50-year-old Mike Berlin is the first Iowa-based bowler to be elected to the Hall of Fame. The Muscatine native won the 1970 ABC Tournament All-Events title and placed in the top 10 on 5 other occasions. As a pro, he captured the 1977 Tournament of Champions title. Berlin will be inducted along with Bob Hart, Roger Tessman, William Hall Sr., Eric DeFreitas, Masio Setow, Lafayette Allen, and Sidney Celestine. Now here's a look at the Brunswick World Team Challenge calendar of remaining events. We'll be in St. Paul in early April and then on to Atlanta, Georgia. In May, it's North Brunswick, New Jersey, and Earl Anthony's Dublin Bowl in California. The Country Club Lanes in Baltimore in June, and then the Grand Championship event, June 24th through the 26th, Reno Hilton Lanes in Reno, Nevada. We'll be back with Game 1 of our championship match in just a few moments.
If you've been running for years,
if you've just started running,
even if you've been thinking about running, Runner's World, the world's #1 running magazine, can help you enjoy running and keep you running so you'll look and feel terrific.
Runner's World will help you lose weight fast
and show you the foods that can boost your energy.
You'll learn secrets for building speed and stamina from top runners and their coaches.
Plus, sports medicine breakthroughs and easy stretches that help prevent injury.
You can get into fantastic shape with just 20 minutes of running 3 times a week.
Call now and receive a free issue of Runner's World.
As a special TV bonus, you'll also receive our exclusive guide, 250 everyday health tips for runners, and a personal training log free.
If you're not thrilled with your first issue, simply cancel and owe nothing. If you love Runner's World, you'll receive a full year, 12 issues in all, plus your free tips book and training log for just 3 easy payments of $5.99. That's 49% off the cover price.
Call 1-800-652-2299. 1-800-652-2299.
A 33-pin victory for Nadeau's Pro Shop over Oh-Mii So-Drii. And we get ready for the championship match here at the New Frontier Lanes. $2,600 to Oh-Mii So-Drii, plus the World Team Challenge watches for finishing third. Leading it off, Bob Hansen, sales rep for Talmo here in the Tacoma area.
Oh, my. And a bad break. The 4.9, a pocket split right out of the gate to start it off for Tabs Unlimited. And a lot of ball speed there, and you can see here's a good look at it right over the second arrow. Great ball speed, but that ball just finishes so high and hard in the pocket, had no chance. Nothing touched the 4.9. The idea here is to slide the 4-pin, the pin on the left, into the 9.
Bob's a graduate of Washington State University. Member of their 82 National Collegiate Team champions. And here is Scott Gillis to lead it off for Nadeau's. We got 3 Hansons in this match. 2 for Tabs Unlimited. They spell it S-O-N, and Jim Hansen, S-E-N, for Nadeau's. Oh my, what's going on here?
Here we go again. Yeah, here we got the 3, the 4, the 7. Excuse me, the 3, the 4, the 6, and the 7. The 4, 7 on the left, the 3 and the 6 on the right. And the only way to pick this up is to slide the 3 across and take. Here's a look at it again. This is another great camera angle. You see what happens. Everything goes straight back, straight through. So he's going to try to slide the 3-pin into the 4 and the 7. The ball will take out the 6. Too much of the 3-pin.
Here's how the teams got here. In Tabs Unlimited, 7-2 in match play. The high Baker game was 246.
In the Baker system, in the match play portion of this tournament, as we look at Dave Hansen, who's bowling second for Tabs Unlimited, in the match play, that's the only part of the tournament that has bonus pins. And when you have a low-scoring event, as we've had this week, the bonus pins become that much more important. And here's another look at that. You might call this lucky, but as far as he's concerned, this is a bonus for the team. That's all that's necessary. They got them all down. They're all gone. Looks great on the score sheet.
That was Dave Hansen. Here's Jim Hansen for Nadeau's. A 10-pin.
Well,
incidentally, the 2 Hansons for Tabs Unlimited are not related, although they've been bowling together since junior days.
Really?
Yeah. Get all the Hansons.
Where do you find all this stuff? You go down there and you
hang
talk to
around
these guys.
here for a while.
You talk to all these guys, don't you? Yeah. All right, you notice here he's going to go cross lane. The idea in your spares is to use as much of the lane as possible and throw it straight. If you can throw it hard, that's even better. Don't let it hook, because you'll miss him if you let it hook.
Here's the way they qualified round by round. Tabs up on top all the way.
Qualified second and took over in the match play and just stayed there.
Here's Michael Clark. Mike Clark, the general manager of the New Frontier Lanes. Oh, it's got to hurry.
Well, Mike got it out there in no man's land, and we've talked, you know, in the previous match, which the downfall, of course, of Oh-Mii So-Drii was when Tal let one get away from him and it went in the channel, cost him 20 pins and the match, basically. Mike got it into that same area. He got it in that out-of-bounds area where once you get it there, there's too much oil, it's going to skid, and it doesn't get back. Tough spare, the 1-2-4. Try to get the ball to the left side of the head pin.
Mike bowling on home ground. He didn't get the job done there.
Well, we got a little nerves going here. We're bowling for the championship. 2 games, total pins, and everybody's a little nervous. First 5 frames. Here's a look at it. Watch how close the ball comes to the head pin. You know, a little more paint on that one, and he got it, Jay.
Ron Mohr. Looking good. The winner of this match, $2,600 plus airfare and lodging to the Grand Championship. They get the championship rings, Lynn's shoes for each team member. 12-pin advantage for Nadeau's. We'll be right back.
In our great sport, there are people who bowl and there are bowlers. The difference is right here in my hand, the American Bowling Congress membership card. Without standards or rules enforced by ABC, what do our accomplishments really mean? The greatest bowlers of all time have always been ABC members. It's important because it provides the credibility we all need. So when you go bowling, make sure you ask to compete in an ABC-sanctioned league or tournament. It's your assurance that you really are a bowler and not just going bowling. Let's go bowling with ABC.
Looking for more strikes and more bowling fun? Then look no further than Going for the Gold with Team USA coach Fred Borden. As today's top instructor, Coach Borden will show you ways to reach your full potential. Professional bowlers Mike Albee and Leila Wagner work with Coach Borden to show you the sure way to higher scores. And as an introductory offer to Prime Network viewers, this 12-lesson video is available for only $19.95.
April's the month for aces and races on Prime. Check out the power game when IBM ATP Tour Tennis takes center court from net court to net speed. It's the NHRA Gator National. Keep in stride with one of the world's toughest tests of endurance, the Boston Marathon. Plus, it's man versus mountain with the World Extreme Skiing Championship. So come April, get ready to serve and swerve around the world with Prime.
Here's Ron Dittmore, the proprietor of New Frontier Lanes. Great job here as always. Always great to come here to the New Frontier Lanes in Tacoma, and Ron is a splendid gentleman.
He's one of the great promoters of the game, Jay, and not only that, but he's involved in equestrians like you are. He's involved with the horses.
Yeah, he likes the horses, and Jim Kent likes that strike.
Well, he should. That got the team pumped up. And again, this is the championship match, the Baker system. 2 games, total pins. They'll bowl a game on the lane they're on and switch lanes for the second game. Dan Nadeau, whose team won that first match, defeated Oh-Mii So-Drii, one of the better teams out of the Northwest from Oregon. The 3, the 6, the 9, and the 10. One of the more difficult spares. We've seen it today several times. You see him switching bowling balls there, and he'll go to a ball that doesn't hook quite as much. He's looking for control here. You want to be accurate on your spares. He's going to try to get the ball between the 3 and the 6, and it'll take out the 9. He missed it very badly. It didn't come off his thumb. That's one of the things that happens when you switch bowling balls. When you switch bowling balls, sometimes there's a little difference in the angle that your thumb comes out of the hole, or maybe it's a little tighter or a little looser. That can happen.
Well, here is Darrel Curtis at 60 years of age, the oldest man ever to win a senior tour title. And that's how he does it. He won it in Springfield, Missouri. And he also won in Escondido, California. Beat a fellow named Earl Anthony. You remember that match?
Everybody beats me, Jay. That's not no big thing. I mean, you know, I keep hearing every time I come to Tacoma, Darrel's wife, Sandy, tells me, hey, be nice or I'll show that film where Darrel beat you. I mean, you know, what is this?
Get in line, huh? Jeff O'Neill has it on the way, and turned too much for him.
Well, they're struggling, and now this is their second match on this pair of lanes. So if anybody knows what's going on out there, they should, and they're not even close. Their whole team is all over the place. So if they're going to beat this, if they're going to beat the team that led this thing by over 200 pins, Tabs Unlimited, they better get it together and get it together early, because Tabs Unlimited could get it going and just run away from them.
All right. Well, another friend of ours is here, Stan Nacarano, a gentleman involved in baseball and soccer here, had a great deal to do with getting the Tacoma Dome built nearby, and a great sportsman in this area. Good to see him always. Here's Bob Hansen.
Stan's wife, Jeannie, by the way, Jeannie Nacarado, formerly Jeannie Maiden, bowls on the ladies tour and is very successful.
That's right.
I can't remember how many times Jeannie has won on the ladies tour, but it's.
I think she made a show this year.
I think she's made a show this year and finished second, but she didn't. She hasn't won yet this year, but she has the talent to continue to win. I think she's won 7 or 8 times, or maybe more. Great cover there.
Oh, good pickup.
3-6-10. We've always talked in the past, Jay, you and I, as we've done this over the last 2 years, about how important it is to fill frames, and especially in the championship match. You've got to make the spares, and it's kind of like in basketball. You hear the announcer say that you have to make your free throws if you're going to win a pro basketball game. Well, you have to make your spares if you're going to win the Baker system.
And there's a strike for Gillis.
Here's another look at it, and this is an increase in ball speed. A little bit of loft, tremendous rotation, 10 pins in the pit.
Gillis has had an excellent day so far. 9-pin advantage for Tabs Unlimited. Dave Hansen. Right back.
I want you to notice something. When Dave got that strike, 3 guys got up off the bench for Tabs Unlimited. One of them didn't. That was Darrel Curtis. He's getting old, Jay. He can't jump up and down with these kids. Here's another look at that strike, and you see the power. The 5-pin goes into the 7.
Jeff O'Neill.
Darrel's saving his energy. He's got to throw 3 more strikes for his team before this is over.
O'Neill was the 93 Anchorage Bowler of the Year. Got to hurry. It did, but the 10 is there.
10 is there, and that again is behind the head pin. That tremendous hooking action, and got everything going left, and nothing came back with enough power to the right, knock out the 10. You saw the 6-pin laying in the channel. Spares are important. We keep saying that, and this is not an easy spare on this particular lane condition, especially with this type of a bowling ball, hard and straight. You see him let his wrist relax, throws it very hard.
We'll return with more of the Brunswick World Team Challenge right after this.
You're about to see the power of subliminal advertising. Now, can you name bowling's hookingest and bashingest ball? It's the Rhino Pro line in several distinctive urethane formulations to improve any game, only at your local pro shop.
Hi, I'm Janet Vincent. I've been bowling for 8 years, and I just recently shot my first 300 game. Lynn's shoes have been with me since the very beginning. With Lynn's shoes, I can control my approach from the push away through the slide and release. And like most women, I'm fashion and comfort conscious. And with Lynn's, I get both of these features as well.
Lynn's, making quality shoes since 1919. Available only in finer pro shops worldwide.
Mike Albee on bowling.
Getting the right grip is really important for a good game.
Hey, Mike, here's a tip. The American Bowling Congress has teamed with Marine Midland Bank to offer a Gold MasterCard with a great 12.9% on transfer balances. Get a grip on your finances by using your line of credit checks. You get a free subscription to Bowling Magazine, and you'll support the ABC every time you use your card.
That's a great tip.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, get your own card.
The ABC MasterCard.
At GMC Truck, we built a reputation for truck strengths. A considerable advantage. It also comes in this handy take-home side. Sierra from GMC Truck.
Tabs Unlimited leading it here by 19. Strikes by Clark and Mohr. Here's Jim Kent. left-hander.
That ball got away from him a little bit. He had the baby split for a moment there, the 2 the 7. Got a break, kicked out the 7, leaving only the 2-pin.
Kent was on that Washington State University team with Bob Hansen that were the '82 National Collegiate Team Champions. We're going to be in the Valley Creek Lanes in St. Paul, Minnesota, first week in April, and then it's on to Atlanta. Next 2 events, and of course, if you have a team and are interested, call Tom Bodecker at 414-423-3415. Tom, our tournament director, not with us this week. They do.
Well, Dan made a good shot there, Jay, and just didn't get the ball reaction he expected. A lot of loft and a lot of ball speed. The ball just kind of hung out there. He left the 2 and the 8. And again, the idea here is to get both pins with the ball.
Our tournament director's job being handled by Dennis Sarniska this week. Dennis and his crew doing a fine job along with the staff here at New Frontier Lanes. Oh boy, some disappointment for Dan.
Well, the spares are so important, and Dan, one of the better spare shooters you'll ever see, and
opened the last 2 times.
Yeah, huh? And Darrel Curtis again.
And now it is Tabs Unlimited up by 30.
A little early with the turn on that one. Darrel got around that one a little early and stood up at the foul line, and that's the reaction you're going to get on the lane when that happens. And Darrel's going to look for a spare ball, something that'll go straight. He can throw it right at the... Here's another look at that. Now you can see how quickly he got around the side and kind of stood up at the foul line. He didn't do that in the first frame. This time he did, and ball got away from him. Got a break. Left only the 4-pin.
The ball he was looking for was over on lane 11 and 12. Lanes 11 and 12. He finally found it. There it is.
He had his team a little nervous on that spare. You heard somebody, if you could hear it at home, they said, hang on. Well, that was one of his teammates, and they see the smiles on their faces like, whew. Darrel was never worried. He had it covered all the way.
Darrel's self-employed. I asked him what that meant. He said, well, I'm in the tabs business. Do you know what that is? He strikes right back. They have this tabs game they play up here. It can be very addictive.
It would seem like it. It's a form of gambling. It's like a pull tab in the old days.
Yep. 191 for Tabs Unlimited. Now O'Neill. He's got a 172 possible, or did until he threw that ball.
Well, his biggest problem is he just can't get far enough left on the approach on the right-hand lane. Here you see him. He's trying to walk around the ball return. He's sliding almost in line with the channel, and when he lays the ball down that far in the lane, the middle of the lane, it just hooks too soon. He doesn't have an opportunity to throw the ball far enough right. You know, the solution to that is to switch bowling balls and go to something that doesn't hook so much. I don't know why these guys won't do that, but they just don't want to do it. What a great spare.
And he picked it up beautifully. Very important.
Here's another look at that spare shot right there. He fit it between the 1 and the 3. The ball took out the 8. What a great shot. I mean, you could miss that for the next 10 times you shoot it, Jay. You know, another way to look at this, if they're going to hook the balls this much, maybe we ought to make the lanes wider. What do you think of that idea?
I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think that's going to happen?
No, I don't think that's going to happen. Well, that was a much better looking shot right there. We will be back for the final game of our championship match in the Brunswick World Team Challenge. A 31-pin difference. Tabs Unlimited in the lead. More in a moment.
Is talking on the phone getting out of hand? Look out! You need phone relief. The ultimate in hands-free phone design. Watch. Simply attach the special double back fastener to any phone. Then attach the phone relief headset. It's that easy. Hands-free, pain-free. You'll wonder how you ever lived without it. It's perfect for remotes. Now talk hands-free anywhere, anytime. Office work is a pain for Mr. Phone in the Neck, but you won't miss a beat with hands-free freedom. A must for the entire office. Work goes quicker and easier. The padded headset removes moves this easily, and is fully adjustable. Best of all, phone relief works with your favorite phone. An amazing breakthrough product you'll use every day. Now only $12.95. Call toll-free to order by credit card and make this your last phone of the neck call.
Call 1-800-522-5333. Our operators are giving tremendous discounts on additional units. That's 1-800-522-5333. Or send check or money order to the address on your screen. Sorry, no CODs. Credit card users call now, 1-800-522-5333.
It's a free-for-all on ice when college hockey's premier conferences set it up. Drive it home and grab the cup. It's 1994 college hockey tournament action. This weekend on Prime.
Good friend Butch Whitman, ABC field rep, is here, and Joe Dahl, the ABC's past president from Portland, on hand. Good to see both those gentlemen. A very knowledgeable crowd on hand, and a big crowd here at New Frontier Lanes in Tacoma, and pumped up and ready to go into this last game. Here's Scott Gillis. He has been very consistent for Nadeau's Pro Shop.
Well, he made a good shot there, Jay. He's just, again, you know, you see what he's doing with his hand there. He got a little bit on top of that, and what that means, he got his hand on top of the ball early. He turned a little soon, got his elbow out to the right slightly, and that's why the ball didn't finish. But overall, that was a good shot. He kept the ball in play, didn't get the big split and get his team started in his last game in the hole. Total pins, 2 games. This is the second game. This is for the championship right here.
Picked him up.
Here's a look at that. Now watch his elbow. Keep a good eye on his elbow. You see it's tight to his body. Right at this point, it'll start coming out to the right. See it there? It's getting away from his body, and he gets around it, and the hand turns palm down. When the hand turns palm down, generally the ball stays to the right.
Bob Hansen, or Tabs.
Boy, that's good camera work, isn't it? That's great.
And a good shot, but he didn't get them all. Well, that means we will not have a perfect game. We have that $25,000 perfect game challenge going, and the Reno Bowling Stadium puts up that cash. When we get to the Grand Championship in Reno, it will be $100,000 in the Grand Championship for a perfect game.
Well, they call this the only true tap in the game of bowling, but what really happens is the ball doesn't deflect. It just takes the 5 straight back off the 8, when it really, in reality, to hit properly, should bounce a little bit off the hit pin and take the 5-9, and then the 5 would take out the 8.
And you mentioned early on we have new pins here, and
right, these are brand new pins. And here's a great camera angle. Watch this. Watch the 5 pin go straight back. See that? There's no deflection. Now that ball should have deflected to the right and hit the right hand side of the 5 pin, which then would have hit the 8 pin.
Jeff O'Neill.
That's gone.
Oh, he knew right away that he'd made a mistake there. Problems at the line, problems with his release.
Well, you know what's amazing to me, and I've said this a couple of times already, and we're going to get another look at that. Now watch this. He's in good position there, but watch the ball get out away from his body, and here it goes across his body. You can see he's sideways at the foul line, pulling the ball across his body. It's got to go left. There's no question it's going to go left. But I've said this a couple of times before, and this is a tough spare. The 1-3-6-9. And he got to no man's land, that strip of oil out there, and it's gone. Again, I'm going to try one more to get this in. I said it before, I think the bowlers should learn to go back to balls that don't hook quite as much. And if they could do that, they could keep the ball in play. The most important thing in the game of bowling, or in the sport of bowling, whichever way you want the nomenclature to be, is to keep the ball in play. If you can get it into the pocket area, have easy 1-pin spares when you don't strike, you're going to score. That's the idea right there. Now see, he didn't hook that ball a lot. He just kept it in play, got a piece of the head pin, left an easy spare, only the 2-pin. Fill those frames. Fill those frames. Here's a look at that shot. Now watch this. Right over the second arrow, right there. Right up into the pocket area. And actually, this was a great shot. The ball's rolling well. It got another 1/8 of an inch of the head pin. It would have been a strike.
Dave Hansen, who is a sales rep for a land development firm.
And then he missed an easy spare.
Oh. That is a killer.
That's a mental letdown, and what that does psychologically to the rest of the team on the bench, you don't see anybody up there slapping hands on that one. They're a little bit emotionally down. They're saying, David, how could you do that to us? But there, look at that.
Has a 35-pin lead.
Look how close that was,
Jay.
Jay.
Big roll coming here for Ron Mohr.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look out. Be careful. Ron tried to throw that one so hard, Jay, it got away from him. You can see the smile on his face. He feels pretty fortunate. He's got a fairly simple spare here. He only has the 6, the 9, and the 10, and the idea is obviously to hit the 6 pin with the ball on either side, and you'll get the other 2 pins. He's going to go cross lane at this, use a lot of ball speed. Try not to hook it. Feels pretty fortunate there. That one got away also, Jay.
Just threw his hands up in the air and said thank you.
Well, what happens, again, the players are all trying to throw it so hard, and they're using these bowling balls that will hook on anything. So, so you end up trying to throw the ball so hard to overpower the lane condition that is a hooking lane condition. Again, I go back to saying it again. Why not go to a bowling ball? It doesn't hook quite so much.
Mike Clark on home ground.
Only the 4 pin. A good shot by Mike. You know, it's Mike Clark and Mike Anthony, my son, bowl on the same team here in Tacoma in the Traveling League. It's kind of interesting.
It's good to see your son and your grandson.
My grandson, who's sleeping through this whole thing. Well, he just woke up. There he is. Hang on now, Mike.
Some of the other teams finishing in the top 10. This was a wonderful competition here. There's Margot Faulkner there, the upper right, one of the women participating here.
Come on, carry.
10 pin goes down. A big 10 pin indeed for Dan Nadeau.
That's the love tap. Here's a look at it again. Watch what happens. See the 6 pin going to the channel. Just a little love tap. They call it a love tap because it's so lovely when it happens. Kicks out the 10.
And Nadeau's some kind of happy. Jim Kent, the left-hander. 7.
Almost a 7-10 there, Jay. It was kind of a strange reaction by the pins. It was a pretty good shot, looked like to me. The ball came into the pocket area at a pretty good angle. Well, watch the 10 pin. There it stands, there it stands, there it stands. Oh, there, the last one to go. That kind of a hit, you don't expect to leave the 7-10. Okay, cross lane here, the left-hander. Use as much of the lane as possible. Throw it straight right at the 7 pin. Hang on. Just like that. I think both teams sitting on the bench when one of their compatriots or teammates shoots a spare are holding their breath, Jay. I see a lot of guys expelling a lot of air right after the spare's made.
You're right, Earl. Pressure builds as we come down to the end of this one. Here's O'Neill.
Well, he gets to bowl on the left-hand lane here. He's the anchor man for his team, and bowling on the left-hand lane, the ball return isn't in his way, so he can finally get in far enough to the left where he can keep the ball to the right of the head pin. And that might have made him relax a little bit. Here's a look at him. He's sliding clear over into the channel, almost on the next lane. You see him walking down the center of that approach, right where the foul light is, and laying the ball down almost in the left-hand channel. I don't understand that reasoning. To me, this is foolish.
Look here.
I know, and
that is really
you get careless.
Disappointment.
That's careless. They're letting this thing get away from him. Now, Darrel here, this is an experienced player. He's going to just keep it in the pocket area, not make any silly mistakes. Oh, he got a break there.
And the 7 stands. He did get a big break.
And he's not leaving the building, folks. He's just going to get his spare ball, which is 2 pair away. Just the left of Darrel, that redhead, that's his wife, Sandy, sitting there. So she doesn't look like she's very thrilled with what's going on at the moment.
All right. And we'll give you a look at some of the other teams that finished in the top 10 here. 45-pin lead for Tabs Unlimited. We'll return in a moment.
In business, a lot can happen. If you want to keep up every week, you have a choice. Not Forbes, not Fortune. You can read Business Week, or you can read a week of the Wall Street Journal. Either way, you'll find out all you need to know. The question is, how much time are you willing to spend in the process? Business Week is designed for busy people. One look at the cover and you'll know exactly where to turn inside. A quick scan of the contents page and you'll have all the events of the week that interest you.
Now is the time to subscribe to Business Week, because right now you could get 28 issues of Business Week for the low rate of $25.95, a savings of more than 66% off the cover price. And with your paid subscription, we'll send you this compact cordless data bank free. Here's how to subscribe.
Call 1-800-591-7200 today to receive 28 issues of Business Week for only $25.95. That's 1-800-591-7200.
The Cascade High School, Everett, Washington, winning the State Girls High School Championship here. And the Meade High School in Spokane, Washington. Darrel and I would like to congratulate them. That championship held this weekend. 45-pin lead, Tabs Unlimited.
Well, it's now or never for both teams, Jay. It's getting down to last time through the lineup. This is it.
Gillis coming up just a little short.
They need strikes. Nadeau's team has to throw some strikes now, because I don't see the team of Tabs Unlimited, and I know most of these players personally, I don't see them letting them back in the game by making a lot of mistakes. So they have to throw some strikes, and they know that, and that just puts even more pressure on them. Tough spare here at the 2 and the 5, and a lot of ways to miss it again, a lot of ways to make it. Got to get lucky. Watch it. There you go. I'm getting nervous, Jay.
Well, there's a lot at stake here, but more important than anything is that trip to the Grand Championship and the chance to win it all in Reno.
How would you like to be able to call yourself part of the World Team Champions? I mean, that's a pretty good title to have.
Well, a little too much speed.
You're right, Jay. A lot of speed there, and plus you got it out into that area on the lane again, where you get it outside that second arrow around that 7 or 8 board. Ball doesn't want to hook. And when you throw it 80 miles an hour or somewhere in that vicinity, it's not going to hook anyway. They don't hook in the air very often. Tough spare. 1, 2, 4, 7. Best way to make it, I feel, is to cross the head pin. The ball on the left side of the head pin. Just like that.
No problem. Our next telecast of the Brunswick World Team Bowling Challenge from the Valley Creek Lane, St. Paul, Minnesota. Check your local listings. Remember, for entry information, 414-423-3415. 41-pin advantage right now for Tabs. Here's O'Neill, or excuse me, here is
Jim
Hansen.
That looks familiar. He's had that happen a time or two. That one just completely got away from him. And if you want a tough spare without having a split, this is the one you want, because this is as tough as they get. Here's another look at it. Gets the ball in the lane very early. No skid at all. If you set it down early, it's going to go left, if you're right-handed especially. Now the 1, the 3, the 6, and the 8. I don't know how he's going to make this with the ball he's using. He could hit it on the left side head pin and have it hook left to the 7 pin. Oh, out of the pin. Out of the pin. How's that? Well, they need a break.
Out it came.
They need a break.
The job done. Yep.
There's no question. If anybody needs a break, they do, because Tabs Unlimited isn't giving them any. There's a look at it. There's the watch the 3 pin come back, hits the bowling ball, and jumps right up back into the and knocks the 8 pin forward. How about that?
Yes, indeed.
Our director, one of the best in the business, Kent Samuel, said, I knew that was going to happen.
Did he know that was going to happen? Big strike there.
Well, Tabs Unlimited, they're not going to let up, and they've got one of the best anchorman you could have in the business right now, in Darrel Curtis, the 60-year-old left-hander waiting to finish this off. We're running out of frames for Nadeau's Pro Shop. There's a good shot.
Big strike for Ron Mohr.
Now, not only does Nadeau's Pro Shop have to basically throw strikes the rest of the way, but they need somebody like Mike here to make a mistake. Tabs Unlimited doesn't make any mistakes. Mike Clark, I'm sorry, and I know him like my own son. If he doesn't make a mistake, it's almost over. See, they're just that kind of a shot is a good shot. It's a safe shot. Got an easy spare out of it. The 2-pin. You can look at Darrel Curtis.
Yell here, keep it clean.
That's the idea. Fill the frames. Darrel Curtis, you'll see him looking up at the score sheet up there on the automatic overhead screen up here. And he's checking the score. He's looking to see what can happen if this happens or that happens. He's got it all figured out.
Again, Mike is the general manager of this facility here. And they are in command, up by 35. Dan Nadeau, who put together this group, himself and 4 gentlemen from Alaska. They've had a good run. I got them all.
Tripped out the 4-9, the last 2 to go. You never know in this game, especially in the Baker system. Anything can happen. It's not over yet.
Here's Jim Kent. 25 pin difference right now.
Sometimes it's harder to stay clean than it is to strike. Got a break there. That ball was well behind the head pin. Got just enough of it. If it had been 1/8 of an inch farther left, he would have had a washout. So that's a good break to get a 9 count there, and basically an easy spare for him. And I don't expect any problems with this, Jay. He'll throw it pretty hard, pretty straight. He's good at his spares. And then it'll come down to the anchor men. Still room, still a possibility. And again, Darrel Curtis, I can see him sitting, looking up at the score sheet, the projector, trying to figure out what he needs.
Good cover there by Jim Kent. There is the situation. 14 pins.
Well, this is what we bowl this for. This is what the Baker system's all about. We want to see it come down to the last ball thrown, and here's our opportunity for the championship.
O'Neill has it on the way. Oh, somebody said turn out the lights.
Well, the 2, the 8, and the 10. It's makeable, but not very often. Not very often. Your best chance here is to just try to hit that 2 and the 8 pin head on as hard as you can hit it and hope you get a break out of the pit. Kick it out into the 10 pin. He's going to hook it and see if he can get it off the wall. Almost. Well, that makes it pretty easy for Darrel Curtis.
Boy, Darrel's got an easy task now, I would say.
Just got to keep it on the lane, and they're the winners.
Yes, and happiness reigns for this team from right here in Tacoma. Tabs Unlimited. Tabs Unlimited headed to the Grand Championship. And it's great to see this 60-year-old veteran, Darrel Curtis, anchoring this team to victory. Dick Weber's going to be at the Grand Championship. Ernie Schlegel's going to be there.
The over-the-hill gang. We're going to have them all there, Jay.
What a gathering that will be in Reno.
I heard a rumor that
26.
I heard a rumor that this is, you know, they're sponsored by Darrel Curtis, of course, Tabs Unlimited. Look at him throwing a reverse hook at the spare. Just showing off a little bit. The reason they got him on the team, gentlemen, could afford the entry fee, Jay.
A very popular victory. 372 to 321. Tabs Unlimited defeats Nadeau's Pro Shop, and we'll return to the New Frontier Lanes in Tacoma right after this.
Looking for more strikes and more bowling fun? Then look no further than Going for the Gold with Team USA coach Fred Borden. As today's top instructor, Coach Borden will show you ways to reach your full potential. Professional bowlers Mike Albee and Leila Wagner work with Coach Borden to show you the sure way to higher scores. And as an introductory offer to Prime Network viewers, this 12-lesson video is available for only $19.95.
In our great sport, there are people who bowl and there are bowlers. The difference is right here in my hand, the American Bowling Congress membership card. Without standards or rules enforced by ABC, what do our accomplishments really mean? The greatest bowlers of all time have always been ABC members. It's important because it provides the credibility we all need. So when you go bowling, make sure you ask to compete in an ABC-sanctioned league or tournament. It's your assurance that you really are a bowler and not just going bowling. Let's go bowling with ABC.
Introducing the all-new GMC Sonoma. We've packed everything we know into this one, Sonoma from GMC Truck.
The Brunswick World Team Bowling Challenge is brought to you by the American Bowling Congress. Championship service to bowlers for nearly 100 years. Make sure your league is ABC sanctioned. Lynn Shoes for the performance approach. It's American-made Lynn Shoes, the choice of bowlers worldwide. Turbo 2-in-1 grips, the choice of top amateurs and professionals alike. Keepsake rings, makers of championship ring awards. The Reno Hilton Hotel, host of the Grand Championship event. And by Brunswick. Bowling is sold on Brunswick worldwide. Tabs Unlimited. And there is Darrel Curtis, the man of the moment. Very popular win. Darrel, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Jay. It was one of the most fun weekends I've ever had.
Well, the Baker system is a lot of fun.
It's the first time I've ever bowled it. It's who would have ever thought that you'd enjoy something like this, but it's great.
It really is. Great. The guys are asking you if they're going to Disney World.
Yeah, we're leaving. We're leaving in 15 minutes.
Well, I know you're going to Reno for the Grand Championship. First of all, Dave Robb of Brunswick to present the plaque.
Darrel, it's a real pleasure on behalf of Brunswick to be here and at the World Team Challenge. It's an exciting event, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much.
You can pass that behind here to the guys. Here is Joe Dahl, the past president of the American Bowling Conference with the ring.
And here may I present to you the beautiful ring from the American Bowling Congress in recognition of your tremendous bowling here today.
Thanks, Joe. Good to see you.
Thank you very much, Joe.
All right, rings for everybody. And finally, Ron Ditmore, who is the proprietor here and does so much for bowling.
Thank you. This is a great pleasure. My manager's on this team. Thank you, ABC. We love you. And Lynn, Mr. Lynn isn't here today, but we love him. And thank you, Darrel. And we'll buy pull tabs from him.
All right.
We've got that on tape.
You got that on tape, and good luck to you fellows in Reno.
Thank you very much.
All right, they're your champions, Tabs Unlimited, for Earl Anthony and our entire crew. This is Jay Randolph saying so long from Tacoma, Washington.